What's good, Pettyverse? It's your boy Sleep.
Tanya.
Domo.
Moderator.
What's up, y'all? It's Greg.
Yo, it's Clayton.
Welcome to the Petty House.
Can does everyone want to talk about like what they've been up to? Because we've been like missing.
We've been going for a minute. Now we're back with the jump off.
I can't sit next to them.
But you are.
This is what I said.
But you are.
Not
Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing.
So we talking about Gayle King.
We talking about Gayle King.
Oh yeah,
and
that
her
one. Okay.
journalistic bullshit.
Well, first of all, fuck Gayle King. That's what I gotta say.
Wait, can y'all
First of all,
explain
when did
what
this
happened? Because
happen?
I
Yeah.
didn't
Very
watch
strong
the
words.
So who
interview.
wants to
I seen like a
explain?
clip.
So
So
apparently she was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh my bad. I thought she was going to explain it better than I could.
No.
You know, that's not true.
Wow. The show didn't even begin.
But seriously, Gayle King was interviewing Lisa Leslie, and while interviewing her, she brought up Kobe's, I believe his 2003 rape case, which many people felt was very distasteful, inappropriate. Lisa Leslie responded in the interview by saying that, you know, I'm going to remember Kobe, you know, being the man that I know him to be, not just going to judge him from his lowest moment in life. Like, we all have made mistakes. We've all been low. So it's like, in our last days, it's like, why would we go to that extreme or that extent to just now want to highlight the fuck up in someone's life? So pretty much everybody was siding with Lisa Leslie, like, you were out of line, you were wrong, and this is not what we're going to talk about right now. Next question.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
I wouldn't
hella
say
distasteful.
Very. Yeah.
Hella distasteful. Like,
Yeah.
like the
She-
man ain't
Very
even dead
hypocritical.
2 weeks, and you.
Right.
He wasn't even buried yet, and that's
The
what
thing-
decided to bring
and
up.
her acting like her shit don't stink and she don't have any skeletons in her closet was very
Lord.
funny to me.
Because you Oprah whole side bitch, but we're not going to talk about it.
Chill. We like Oprah.
Taking pictures with whole sexual
The
predators.
thing that made me
but-
mad. The thing that made me mad is she actually said a question. She said, "What do you think his past case is just part of his I don't want to say legacy, but let's just say that." And Lisa answered the question. She said, "That's my friend. I don't see him that way." Then Gayle came back and was like,
Reiterate.
but you wouldn't see that, like, because he's your friend. He wouldn't show you that. But you asked the girl the question. She
Yeah. Why
answered
you
the
still going?
question.
That
She answered your question. It was supposed to be that's it, but then you come back with her about, oh, he would never
That's why
show
people are
you.
dragging it.
He's your friend. He wouldn't
You
show
double
you that.
down on the bullshit.
Like,
Right.
bro.
question shouldn't even been asked to Lisa in the first place.
Facts.
Because why?
That's her friend.
Right.
Right.
So I don't understand. It was a bunch of fuckery. It was a bunch of fuckery, and Gayle been in the game too long.
Too long.
Too long.
Like that.
And then her whole posture just was off to me. Like her whole vibe. It was like she was
'Cause
digging
she
for
knew,
something.
like she was
she
like-
knew
She
what
was
she was
digging
doing.
for something, and Lisa wasn't giving it to her, and she just kept going at it. Like,
All
bro.
for ratings.
Yeah, like
And
that's
all
her
for
friend.
shock
Like the man is
value.
dead. That's
And my
her
thing is, if
friend.
you're
Like,
gonna
why would you do that?
If you're going to talk about a situation, then you have to be available to talk about everything. And you shouldn't be able to, to open someone's skeletons without opening your own. If you have something that you're ashamed of, maybe you should talk about that before you try to ridicule someone else. Like, you have pictures taken with known sexual predators, yet you want to be quiet about that. That makes no sense to me.
Well,
word.
I definitely
Shit
agree.
like
If
that.
you're gonna do that, then definitely needs
what's
to
good for the
be
goose is good for the gander.
And my whole thing is, I've seen like Oprah and Gayle. They talk about people that look like them,
Hello.
like the black men
Often.
and women that look like them.
Often.
But you're sitting over here taking pictures with these
Right.
Jeffrey Epstein.
These
Harvey
white
Weinstein.
people.
You have Epstein in your circle.
right.
Your spiritual advisor in your circle. You have Harvey Weinstein in your circle. I think it's Woody Allen in your circle. All
Right.
of these men have been accused of and or convicted of being sexual predators. There's not one book written about them from you. There's
Not
not
one
one
documentary
interview
that you
made.
have your
I-
fucking name on. There's
I-
not one interview that you have.
I feel like it's a whole pattern though, because I feel like with Oprah in the whole Michael Jackson situation. She
Right.
was so quick to throw him under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Quick.
And then you wanted to come for Russell Simmons and a few others. Like, come on, like you guys have to listen. Like what was earlier mentioned, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you gonna come for these music moguls and paint them in a certain light, you got to do it to your friends who done fucked up
Fact.
too.
If
But
you're a real friend, you
Yeah.
Exactly.
you-
Everybody.
if
Energy
you're a real
across
friend,
the
you call
board.
your friends out.
And honestly, if they had done that, then this Lisa Leslie interview would have been
As
that
bad.
bad.
Right.
It still was in
Right.
poor taste, period.
Right.
But then it would have been like, okay, she does this to everyone.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
At like
Exactly.
that was inappropriate, but at least she's fair.
It was inappropriate.
It was hella
But
like,
you're
bro,
not.
and the thing is, like, even she said, like, in her rebuttal on Instagram, like three days later, she was like, "Oh, but I know Kobe and his wife." It's like, so if you know this person, even if you met this person in passing and you met his wife, why would you say such a thing? And you know him and his daughter and 7 other people just died a week ago, in that terrible way. Like, I don't understand how you could even form your mouth to say the things that you said. And then the rebuttal is just what killed me. It was like, but he's your friend. He would never show you that. I was like,
Numerous times.
it was like, bruh,
So
are you serious?
What did y'all think about Snoop Dogg's?
You funky
think-
bald headed
Now,
bitch.
All
I'll
right,
be
now-
honest. I'll be honest.
Funky Dog?
Cold
No.
dog
He called her a
headed
bitch.
Dog, son.
Called her a
No,
bitch.
Funky dog headed bitch.
Yeah. A
to
funky
make sure
dog
he said that
headed
out
bitch. That's what
Add
the man
that.
said.
Add that.
Now,
Now,
All right. His
I get his emotion behind it. I do. It was a bit excessive.
yes.
It
I
was.
agree.
It
but
was a
he
bit
but he
excessive.
did go on to say that he didn't
He did
want
apologize.
you
did
know he didn't want
apologize.
that everyone else to attack them. He didn't want them to think that
Because
it's
especially
okay
with
to
death
start
threats or something like that.
right.
Yeah.
It's okay to attack
I
them as
mean-
people, but he did have
Death
some
threats.
points made, but he didn't have to take it that. far.
Death
he
threats.
listen.
It was excessive.
The first time he posted it, I was definitely like, Snoop, get up, get up. Fuck that bitch, Snoop.
Fact.
Then I sat back, I was like, all right, maybe,
You know.
maybe not go that hard.
Now,
Snoop.
as far as
But
the
You give
mentioning of
give
death
free,
threats, in my
yeah.
opinion,
That's too much.
in my opinion,
yeah, you shouldn't be getting.
I don't honestly believe that she got death threats. I don't. I think that was a little razzle dazzle for sympathy.
I don't
But
know.
however,
I
if
believe that.
if she
Yeah.
did absolutely
Consider
positively
how
get
people
death
were
threats,
bashing her.
that was over the top.
absolutely.
Yeah, because Kobe
Kobe
was like
has some
something
real
like-
fans.
Considering how passionate people were
About
Kobe
Kobe.
Bryant, it's not hard to
Definitely.
believe that she was getting
I
death
Right.
threats.
100% believe that.
Disrespecting his name.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that being,
Definitely.
Motherfuckers
being true.
going in on
But
her. I bet it.
Whether true or not, if it actually did happen,
It was too much.
No death threats, you
That's-
know.
that's
The
too
shit was
much.
the shit was whack. But at the
What she said was definitely.
hella whack. But you ain't gotta threaten the girl. Be like,
But
bitch.
shout out to Lisa Leslie because she's handled
Just
She
snatch
handled
her
that shit
wig.
like a-
you
She
ain't
really
gotta
did.
threaten her. Just snatch her wig.
Stop it.
She
Stop
will
it.
feel how
Stop
she
it.
made everybody else feel. You know what I mean?
She
She
handled
walking
it.
around with the DW from Arthur wig on. I mean, just
Sir.
snatch the wig.
Sir, get the fuck out.
Don't know. Couldn't
Yo.
tell you. That was my favorite show.
Well, her wig do be sitting like that.
Yo, y'all going to hell.
No behavior.
Shout out to Lisa Leslie. She handled that like a
Yeah,
G.
she really did.
And
You know what I
for
mean?
her
this
to
is
have
just-
just lost her
yeah.
friend a week ago, she handled that interview very good.
Shout the door with it.
Shout out to
And it's very
Do it.
sad.
I'm just saying, but you know
These people ain't
when it's
shit,
dark,
y'all.
When it's jet black. She got the Dora. She dead ass.
Y'all
do.
going to hell. Y'all not taking me.
I would like to,
Yes. that's
Y'all
what
not
I'm
taking
fucking
me.
talking about.
Nope.
Hella stiff.
Ooh, y'all not taking me. Y'all not taking me to hell. Y'all not taking me. Y'all not taking me. I'm not going.
So was we doing this Gail and Oprah 2-for-1, or Oprah about to get this work too?
Oprah, she's
This is
made
nothing
some
new for
mistakes.
Oprah.
Yeah.
It's really not new.
But like I said, like we previously said with Gail, the same energy needs to be kept. If you're going to give Harvey Weinstein the benefit
Right,
of the
this-
doubt
the
and
same
say
energy has to be
publicly
kept.
that there's 2 sides or 3 sides to every story,
Mm-hmm.
why wasn't Kobe given the same courtesy?
He's dead.
Russell Simmons,
The man is dead. I don't understand. It's just a simple. It's just a common sense thing.
Yeah.
The man is
Right.
dead.
That's
Like
the problem that people are having.
bad
with Oprah, is
taste.
that the energy is not being kept the same all the way
Facts.
across the board, and these are your people, sis. So that's the problem.
Yeah, I saw.
That's what the real problem. If she kept it real and kept it the same with blue, white, black, brown,
Right.
Yeah.
all that, then it's not nobody can really say. because
Right.
She gets
She's
everybody
doing the
same.
same
And I just think
treatment.
and this
Who?
energy wasn't
Who that?
kept.
If
no,
she
no,
did.
no,
If
she
she-
don't.
No,
No,
we're
it's saying,
that.
yeah.
We're saying
If she
if
did.
If she
did,
did
oh.
that,
It wouldn't be a
nothing. It
problem.
would just be like, that's Oprah. That's
Right.
what she
She
does.
keeping
and
that
I also
energy.
feel like why wait for the opportune time when people pass away to shit on people's legacy?
You
I
had
feel like
18
you had
years,
some-
man.
Yeah, that's one thing
someone-
Lisa said.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said
You had
you had all
18
this
years,
time.
man.
You've been
I
in the
mean,
public
when he was
eye.
alive, when did you do?
Right.
I just
You
don't
was so
understand that.
Right,
quiet.
that case was in 2003. That was 18 years ago?
He didn't have
years.
4 whole kids.
Almost
Like
And
17
after
years.
18 years, she got a.
Yeah.
it was just bad taste.
That
It
was
was
bad.
distasteful. It wasn't cool.
I just
And
felt
all-
like it was all looking for media for like you was just looking for some
Yeah,
clout.
'cause
Exactly,
it's-
exactly. Because you know what? If she asked that question one time and Lisa answered, both
And it was a
times,
dub.
But
the fact that she
kept asking,
came
it was like,
back,
okay,
yeah.
Now you trying to.
That was the
now you do it,
whole.
now you being extra.
Cause if you want to be fair, it is part of his history. However,
It is a part of
however,
it,
once she said
yeah.
it happened,
Basically.
that's
Right.
it. It should have been the end of it. How do you feel
Yeah.
now? That's it. And then for her to come back, it was like, okay, you have an agenda clearly. Like you,
Right.
Clearly.
you trying to get something out this lady, and it was just
All right, so
bad
Very poor
taste.
taste.
And
guess that's it for Gil.
What happened?
It's just
Big
all you have to
Pop
know
said
is
hold
that
L2.
all you have to know is that not all
Wow.
skin
Yeah.
folk are kinfolk.
yes, say that quote again, Dom.
Not all skin folk are kinfolk.
Hello.
Absolutely.
Amen. Fuck your king. Fuck her. Next up on the docket,
Speaking of other
Jussie Smollett
skin folk,
and
Mr. Justice
Juicy Smollett.
Smollett.
Juicy. Yeah, can y'all explain this to me? Because
Yeah,
honestly,
please explain
yeah.
it to me too, because I don't know too much about it.
okay, so this is the second time that Jussie Smollett has been indicted for filing a false police report.
Another one?
No.
No.
Indictment means that he has charges brought against him.
Same
Oh.
charges
This
For
is
the
the
same-
second time
For the same incident.
for the same
with
incident.
no new evidence.
Okay, well
It's the
deserved.
same.
No new evidence.
It's the same evidence as before. No new evidence.
Right.
They are.
It's-
I
You
As
had
they
like a
should.
whole nationwide
As they
effort
should.
Right.
Like,
invested into this.
Right.
It's all.
CIA
So
got
now-
involved.
It's-
FBI got
all
involved.
political.
Chicago whole daggone platoon
they're
was like,
upset
we gonna get
because
to
they
the bottom of
wasted their
this.
time.
News
as
reporters
it
was
should
out.
be.
And Chicago didn't need
I mean-
more L.
They really didn't.
So, but you didn't find anything. There's no evidence. To
No
say that he
evidence,
did it,
period.
that
Zero
he did or
evidence.
didn't. So let it go.
They
Period.
should
I don't
let
really
it go,
understand.
but you know what they
At
would
this point, I
suggest-
think
This
they're
is
just trying to
just 6
discredit.
charges,
They're
not the
probably just
original
trying-
16 count. Sorry.
They're probably
No
just
new
trying to
evidence.
discredit, like-
No new
Yeah,
evidence.
Yeah.
If anything, I think what will happen what would be the result of it is he'll have to pay some sort of fine. I don't see jail time. Yeah, I don't see
For how
jail
long,
time
though?
as the
He
result.
had a job in a
I
year.
don't even
No.
think, to be honest, I don't even think that. To be
I
honest.
do believe that he deserves to.
You believe that
The only reason why I say that
No,
is
no, no, no.
because
Right, do you
of
believe
You
that
don't
happened to him?
believe him?
Absolutely not.
So you don't believe? So you wait.
Wait.
Time out.
We need to go around the table and ask. that
Yeah.
question.
Let's ask that. So you believe he fabricated every single aspect?
Absolutely.
Okay. Sleep.
that sound like a whole Beavis and Butthead episode.
So you
Right.
would play. I don't
you
think he
agree?
fabricated anything.
What about
Next,
Man,
ma'am, miss.
please
This is
get,
some
get
shit you
it
could have
together.
acted out on In Living Color back in the days. Like,
Absolutely not. I'm not going to say that he completely fabricated it. However, there's some holes in the story.
It's definitely some holes.
Too many holes.
That's just
Swiss
not
cheese
adding
holes.
up to me. And
Okay.
it's just like,
Kanye clothesline
and
holes.
it's just like, maybe
You hear me?
something happened to
All
him,
right.
But all that he's saying,
Runs in your
It don't add
pantyhose
up.
holes. See, he just had holes.
Oh my God,
Or
what is
two
happening?
episodes.
He's going to
What is
negative.
happening right now?
I'm just saying.
I don't
Big
think
toe
that he
sock
fabricated
holes.
it.
Like he just had holes throughout the
Definitely,
story.
and he couldn't even back up
Right.
his own
What?
stories.
the
Right.
receipts, some of the
I'm
stuff he's
just
saying,
saying.
it's like,
Everything he's
Say it
saying
for
got proven
different
to be-
days. That's
In the day and
I like that.
age of Uber Eats and Grubhub and you went out to Subway
and then
2
he
o'clock
walked
in
to
the morning.
hospital with
Listen,
broken
he could.
ribs
And-
a noose around
And
his
then
neck.
no statements. Like
Right.
the police went to his house and he still had the noose.
He still had the noose around his neck.
Yo, fam.
That
Come
didn't make it.
on.
I feel
Bro,
like he added more to it,
it's
but
a
I
red-
don't think that he wasn't
I don't
like
think-
harassed.
I don't-
or-
My
I'm
man
with
said,
them.
"I'm sorry, I lied
I
to
think
you, Martin. I just
what I
didn't want to
think-
go to Arizona."
I think he's. Go ahead, Greg.
I just, me personally, I just can't. Y'all,
Yo, can y'all stop?
y'all are just terrible. I just can't.
Oh,
He wrote
Greg,
for that,
Greg.
man. He
Go.
wrote
A
for that,
mess.
man.
I just can't see him making it all up.
So you think that he?
I don't think. Wait, can I finish?
Yeah, I don't think he made it.
I don't
up.
think he sat there and said, "I'm gonna do this, and make it all up, make a false police report." I just, in my mind, I just can't see that man doing that. Now, I do agree with Tanya a little bit in that there's hella holes in his story, there's
think there's-
inconsistencies,
Mhm.
but I think he made every aspect of it up? No.
No,
So what do you think about the noose part? Do you think that's true?
I think he added
Well, I'm
that.
asking Greg.
I think he added that as well, but I don't.
But my,
I don't agree. I don't think the noose was a real thing. I'm not too sure the MAGA thing was a real thing. I think that might have been added,
but my,
but I don't think he made it up.
but my
Fix your
thing is,
eye.
why fabricate a story that's supposedly supposed to be
Because he was
true?
doing something he should have been doing.
Exactly, and that's my point.
Like what?
Like
All
what?
right, I'm gonna keep it real.
What was he
Whatever
doing?
it was, he
Who
didn't
was-
want it.
who's
He
in
didn't
the
want it to come
Chicago
out.
streets in the wee hours of the morning?
Right, 2
Facts.
something in
And
the
then
morning.
on top of that, the
But you
time
don't know what
I
he
feel
was.
like
Hold
you
on,
don't.
hold
You don't.
can't
But
do
let
that.
it.
Hold on.
Because we be
Hold
We
on.
be out in the
New York
streets at night.
These New
Yeah.
York streets ain't as
Cold as fuck.
Chicago is literally negative.
Y'all about to say that New York is not just as bad?
It's
We're not gonna
But
do
there
that.
is that
We have
culture.
the Bronx.
They call it
No,
Chirac.
No, that's not
But
what we're
it's-
saying.
I'm talking about cold.
It was.
Talking about the cold.
It was in the negatives.
They was in the negatives.
It was in the
So
negatives.
coming out the crib to
It's-
Subway.
At 2
For
yeah.
Subway.
But it's not
Subway
about
even
No.
open at 2 in the morning.
It was
It was 2
Nasty.
something in the morning, and it was like negative 16 degrees.
Was Subway open?
But was he not?
was he not hungry? How y'all know he wasn't
but was
hungry?
he not,
Fam, you
like-
got first of all, you had runners you could have sent to go get
That's
it.
a fact.
You got a whole mobile.
Maybe he
phone
just
you
wanted
coulda
to
ordered
go
online.
himself.
Does
Oh.
he really have runners? Is he that
He
famous to have
he's
that?
not fucking Will Smith.
He's
Like
He's a whole
He doesn't
lead in
have-
a TV
He
show.
has
His
runners.
family,
he don't got
What?
no runners.
Yeah.
A lot of them are
He has money. His sister
He has
was in a
money,
whole
but
movie
like-
That's his
now.
sister's money. I'm talking about Jussie
Wait.
Smollett.
He got runners. He
Wait,
had
so that-
I don't
someone,
think so.
whether
I
don't
it be
think he got
security
runners.
detail,
I don't think
someone
so.
he could have sent to Subway to go get that damn football.
I don't think so. Not at
To get it himself.
not at 2 in the
We
morning.
ain't talking about
That they got on
sandwiches.
camera in the store
Buying a noose.
Absolutely.
Rope.
And, where,
I'm not understanding.
and then this whole MAGA situation is like you're trying to move from one objective to the next, and it's
Yeah,
like,
that's why I
and
said
none of the objectives is adding up.
I
and it's
think the
like, it's
MAGA
hard for me
thing
to
and the
believe.
noose is an added
Listen,
aspect.
his whole thing was in poor taste. Like I said, I don't think he completely made up the whole thing, but he definitely added a couple of fables here and there.
Yeah, he added some
No.
elements.
And
So
it's
did.
just like, it was unnecessary because if you were attacked, in any type of way, then let it just be that. I was attacked, this is what happened, X, Y, Z. But to be sitting there doing all this extra stuff, you telling us that you really walked far with
Maybe
broken
he
ribs?
did. Like
With broken ribs?
who knows?
After the
No.
attack?
Who
What tripped me
knows?
out- No.
You can
What
walk.
You
tripped
can
me
broken
out-
walk.
ribs.
It's
What tripped
possible.
me
It's
Yeah.
out
possible to
was-
walk with broken
Yo.
ribs.
Yes.
All right, so you know how you could go on,
Not that
you know how you could
distance.
go on like Google Maps
Yes,
or whatever
it
the
is.
case may be, and like look at a neighborhood or something like that. People went as far as to Google map the area where the
Fam.
alleged
doing
attack
too
took
much.
place
Too much.
and
He-
counted
That's
the
for the police.
cameras.
No,
Wait,
we
Too
got to
much.
That's the police's job.
counted
That ain't
the
your job.
cameras. They counted the cameras where the alleged attack took place, and it was like 12 to 15 cameras. None of them cameras caught anything. That's what you're telling me,
This
Jesse?
is true.
That can happen.
That can definitely
That
happen.
can definitely happen.
Cameras don't work.
Now,
They
now
shut
catch
them
one
off.
person
Shut
at
off.
night.
Nah, all of them,
Now,
all of them,
2 in the
Yeah.
from
morning.
different
Right.
angles.
You're not gonna catch one person walking around with a noose.
Come
and,
on.
and let's be clear. This
Well,
happens
clearly-
in
That can
Hollywood-
happen.
this
Y'all
happens
have
in Hollywood a
convicted the
lot.
man.
There's a lot of Hollywood ploys where they, attract attention to themselves because they have something coming out or they need to get
But
more.
he had nothing coming out. This is my.
Which
This is
why-
what I don't.
That's why it brings me to like,
What-
okay, did he really get attacked? Because it's like, why the fuck? Why are you doing this?
Right.
Excuse me. Why are you doing? It's just not making any sense. And
But maybe-
that's what I think the problem that a lot of people are having.
But I,
where
but
they on the fence where I don't know if he did this. I don't know if he didn't do this. We just all like it's just.
but I honestly think he did have something like a project, maybe something that he was.
Ixnay at
that he was looking.
Right.
Now it is because
quiet.
he
I don't
thought it was
think-
gonna work out,
That backfired. That
but it
was-
definitely
That makes the
backfired.
plan makes no sense. That's
Right.
the dumbest plan on the
Right,
planet.
and neither does
So
the
I don't
police.
see
3 hours later, still around
I don't see how
Russ.
that
He was
correlates.
on.
That doesn't
Maybe
correlate.
he wanted it there for proof.
for decoration.
I said proof.
It just doesn't correlate. I just don't see how
Yeah.
him
I
planning.
agree. I believe that some of it was fabricated.
Absolutely, the MAGA
Exaggerated.
stuff was definitely
However,
exaggerated.
he probably did get harassed or maybe even attacked.
So
We don't
going-
know his medical records.
But at,
They can't
but
prove
at that point, all of the extra stuff is where you're just like, it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. Like we don't care.
There's too
Not that we
much.
don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we don't care if he was actually attacked, but if we're saying majority of us at the table are basically saying we might think something did happen,
and I,
but the extras added onto it make it hard for us to just ride for him 110%.
and that's what I was gonna say, because I felt like the situations he was bringing to the table were very strong situations that were happening to a lot of folk
Mm-hmm.
in this day and age. Like you're bringing up hate situations,
Hate
and
crime, right?
now you're telling us that the story may be fabricated. So now it may be setting us back a little.
Here we go with
So,
this
like,
setback
Let's
shit.
just be clear. This
This
has been
shit has been
happening
happening
since black people have
forever.
been here.
Right.
This shit has been
One
happening
event
since
is
gay
not gonna
and
set these
straight,
people
the
back.
LGBTQ.
Yes, but the LGBT community.
I hate when people
it's-
say that.
He was in the limelight. So a lot of these situations that happen, a lot of the unfortunate situations, a lot of these people were just like you and me. A lot of people don't know us, but he is in the limelight. So you have to use your platform for better. You can't be using your platform to be
But-
setting up fabricated incidents that never happened.
But you can't say that one event in Chicago set the whole
Eclipse the
movement
entire
back.
shit.
Like
But unfortunately,
it doesn't eclipse people. Like she said, people have been getting beat up for being black, gay, women, everything since the beginning of time. So I hate when people say one event sets people back. Like
I'm not saying.
I don't think it sets them
I'm
back.
not saying it sets us.
Does
back,
it maybe
but I'm-
put it in a bad light? Yeah, but it's not like, oh, that Jussie Smollett incident in 2019, oh, fucked it up for everybody.
But the problem
I don't
is,
think it does
my
that.
thing is, why are the police going this hard for something you still can't prove?
Political,
Because-
You're not
political. You
able
can't
to
prove
prove
it.
if it happened or if it didn't.
because they want to make an example out of them.
So do what you're supposed to be doing. Investigate
but
like
tha-
the fucking
but
police
that-
that you
that's-
are.
No new
And then on
charges.
top of that, Chicago PD has to.
Try to save face or something.
Well, no. What's the word I'm looking for?
Maybe they just don't want people to
No,
forget.
no. Because Chicago PD has to now make
A year
themselves
later.
look good because
Right.
their police chief just got caught doing some
Some
shit.
fuck
They
shit.
didn't know
Yeah,
what
you're
they was
right.
doing.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
now
Oh, I
they
didn't hear
got
about
they have to
that.
They have
continue
to-
on the investigation and come up with some sort of result.
Oh, I didn't hear about
And
that.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
this
your
was
man's
the
is
high
getting topped
profile.
off in a car on
With a
police
hooker.
time and
Yeah.
shit.
Not
And
on police time.
On police time.
he was about to get like a promotion or some shit,
He was like a day,
Yeah.
like a day.
like days away.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
That's why
saw-
your man had to resign. So
Well, at least
Just
they
because
didn't
he was getting head.
on
in a
police
police
time.
vehicle
Oh,
on
police
police time.
You
Shout
can't
out
do
to
that.
Sir.
Chicago PD.
But you
Sir,
You can't
I
do
think if he just did it in the vehicle, but you doing it on their time,
Like,
On
you're-
their
people have sex
time.
at work all the time.
You got shit to be doing.
you're not supposed to be getting
Shout out
caught.
to Chicago.
You
Right.
don't
Get
shit.
caught.
Right.
You're the police.
Not a
Why
flag.
you caught?
The
They
ref
made it
don't
seem-
see it,
but they made
you
it-
got caught.
But they made it seem like he doing like a whole drug deal.
You're the
or
police
something
chief,
while at
my
work.
guy.
He
You're
was
not supposed to be
just
doing
getting-
that.
He was getting some head.
On
Right.
time.
Right.
As the
But
police
I
chief,
can
my
understand if he
guy.
was
That
like,
happened here.
And you're supposed to be
That happened here.
reinforcing that
Two-
rule.
Facts.
Two officers was drunk out their damn
Wait,
mind.
first off, this happens numerous times out here, though.
Right.
You just don't get
Yo,
caught.
Nina said she had a whole officer doing K2 in a police vehicle in front of the precinct in the Bronx.
Which
I wouldn't-
precinct was it?
I wouldn't put it past them.
I don't know, but it's the Bronx.
They
so
don't know how to
that's-
act over there.
Shout out to the Bronx.
Let's
No,
not
shut
shout
the
them
fuck
out.
up. They should be chopped off and like
What in the
floated
And
away.
next
real
from
road
the-
is going on
Like,
out
yo.
there?
Fuck out.
I'm just saying,
out.
you Eastchester Diane Avenue.
He
niggas
said, "What
different.
in the gun
That's all I'm saying.
road? Like,
okay?
what is wrong with him?
I'm just saying.
Who
You
raised
for the
him?
road niggas is different.
White Plains.
Right.
White Plains.
Westchester,
Lafayette.
Fucking
East
Concourse,
Tremont,
Right.
West Tremont, Psych,
Montefiore.
Full Avenue.
Brook Avenue. Oh, yo, no, we don't like
So-
that.
It's real different.
Hella different.
Very different.
Ugh.
But shout out to Bronx people.
Why are we shouting them
Hey,
out?
why the fuck you shouting out them fucking?
You know, they got
Let's not.
You acting like them now.
Oh,
We about to cut your shit.
Shit.
Cut it. Cut it. Cut it.
glad
Cut
they
it.
all fell in line.
So what's
Yeah, moving on to the next
But,
topic.
no, wait.
wait, so what's
But,
And back on topic.
just-
It's all
but
political.
I think it's all political.
It's all because I
To be
watched.
trying him again. All right,
Well,
she
you
got
have
the
no new charges.
Fuck off.
If you
You
can't
can't have
prove
no
it and you
evidence.
can't disprove it, then let it
What
go.
are we doing here?
Let it go. You
I
can't prove he
agree.
did it. You can't prove he didn't do it. So at that point,
All right.
a year later, let it go.
Yeah.
Like, force it out. What's next?
Juicy smooth.
On to the next. On to the next.
Oh, that was Clay's thing.
Oh, introduce your topic, Clay.
Oh yes, so I did want to talk about Dwayne Wade
Oh,
and
yes.
his son, and how
Excuse me.
I'm so
Fix your
sorry.
shit.
Okay, Dwayne Wade and his child.
There you go.
How to pronounce it? Like, I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know about the situation as far as like how this goes. So
You wanted
if
to
you
talk
can
about it,
educate
though.
me,
I'm not gonna
please.
lie. It is.
Because it's very difficult for me to understand because I know he's still a male. He's not a female, right?
He's telling you to address him as
As she.
her.
But I
She?
don't. But I don't.
Her
know.
name
12?
is Zaya.
11 or
I don't-
It does
12.
not matter. Her, she,
11
Zaya.
or 12.
11 or 12?
I'm going to address.
What does her
him.
age have to do with anything?
Tanya, what are you
Right,
thinking?
okay. So what's the topic? Like, what do you
Wait, wait.
like? What,
Yeah,
like, what
why
do
did
you
you
want
wanna bring this
touch
up?
I wanted
just
to bring it
wants
to
to talk
attention
about it. It's
because
out
I just
there.
wanted people to. I felt like a lot of social media was trying to put themselves in situations that doesn't involve them. Like this is between a father and his
Yeah, people was
Kid.
coming for them though.
child, and it's like there's certain barriers that you do not cross, and if you know, it's very disgusting to me how social media has this thing where you can say whatever the hell you want to say, and it's like,
Some nasty
does that
stuff.
really interact with who you are
Some disgusting
in real
stuff.
life, or is it just something that you're doing for social media? Because it's like, is this who we are as Black people? Like, this is what we do.
So
what's
is
the
it not
problem?
necessarily the
It's-
announcement? Is it how people are reacting to it?
It's how people are
The
reacting.
reaction
It's
to
like,
the announcement.
Yeah.
Wait, so what is the announcement?
the announcement was that his child wanted to be, you know, known as a female now.
So when
Like
you
his
she
name,
and
like
he
it's
and
he,
her.
He wants to be a she,
Right.
and a lot of people had a problem with that, and had a problem with specifically Dwayne Wade supporting that,
Supporting his child.
supporting his child.
Supporting his child.
Yeah, people was definitely up in arms in the comments. In the shade room comments.
Tanya, what was you thinking?
Speak.
Listen, I think that 12 is a bit young
For
for that type of move.
Right.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
To my understanding, he's still biologically still a male,
Mm-hmm.
and that this is just a situation where he wants him to be referred to as a girl. And I think his name is Zaya.
Mm-hmm.
What's his real name?
Zaya.
Oh,
his birth name.
yeah.
So
I'm
if we're
not
gonna
sure.
talk about this, we kind of need to use the proper terms and not be
You
disrespectful.
can't blame somebody
She.
for not doing proper term when they don't know.
But it's already been stated
All right.
what he
Even
wants,
though it's
what she
stated,
wants to
but-
go as.
Everybody's
All right.
not
Welcome to
Here's
the
how I
podcast.
feel about
have knowledge on that kind of topic.
Here's how I
though.
feel about
You don't have
that,
to
right?
have the knowledge. You already
You
told
do.
Okay.
What kind of knowledge do you need?
How, if
I'm
you don't know anything about it,
I'm confused.
So
if you don't know
sleep.
She
anything
said
about
her
a
name
topic,
is Zaya. Her
how
name
you
is
gonna know-
Zaya. Just approach it like that. I'm confused.
but if you don't know about
we don't need to
something
be
about a topic,
disrespectful
how
about it and like continue to.
what
still
would you know about it if you
use the
don't know
pronoun.
it?
What are you talking about?
If you don't know anything about a topic, how
It's
do
getting
you,
spicy in here.
So why are we talking about this topic?
It's
You want to
getting-
move on
Because
to the
he
next
brought
one?
it up. Clay brought it up. No.
We can move on to the next one.
No,
Because if y'all
but
gonna be
no.
disrespectful about it,
How's that
then
being
we don't need to be.
disrespectful?
Okay, we're going.
Is it? Aren't we here to
Can't.
educate? Right.
All right, we're
So
going
let's-
to announce.
Let's take a
this
time.
name, this-
No,
I definitely-
no,
We're
I
not
definitely
gonna do
asked
that.
in
We're
the
not-
chat
because we
itself
should
if
be able
we-
to have this conversation,
Right.
no matter how heated it gets, and this is on any topic that we have moving forward. If it gets heated to where people are like really clashing, we're supposed to get to the bottom of it. If he's unaware of how of what's to be said, and she's like, okay, that's the wrong terminology or whatever, then okay, the floor
Clarification.
should be open to where she can say, okay, this is how you address a person who wants to be identified as XYZ. Then he can say, okay, now I get it. That's what they were doing. So whenever we have these heated conversations, it could be you and I, him and Tanya. It doesn't matter what the conversation is. We're gonna have heated debates, but we should
Shut the fuck.
be able to have that conversation respectfully, of course, no matter how heated it gets, right? Because we can we're gonna have passionate, heated conversations and still be respectful.
Right.
That you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're not about to fight each other.
So that's
Yeah, I'm
all
not
that was
throwing
happening.
hands
here.
at somebody
Yeah.
else's
But
house.
So-
I'm sorry.
But I'm interested in
Right.
My only thing is that that's what I said in the chat. If
Use
we're
the
gonna
correct
use the
pronouns.
correct pronouns, because
But-
that is what she's going as.
But his point that he was making said,
Yes, I understand that part,
Okay.
but I already said it.
Oh, it doesn't
So-
matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? I already said
doesn't-
it. So
I-
how much
I didn't
more?
know about it. So
How much
obviously-
more education? If I've already said it,
But
how
I
much,
just
what else
said-
do you
I
need?
just said it. I didn't know. I just said
What else do you need?
So you're catching an attitude because I didn't know.
What else do you need?
All right, so
Go ahead,
is
Clay.
Zaya, she, and her. She, her, Zaya.
her.
Yeah.
Thank
You're
you,
gonna
Greg.
use
That's
the
what she
correct-
said.
She, her,
But I
Zaya.
did say that.
That's how we
You did
gonna.
it.
But I
Okay.
did. If you read
Clay?
it in the chat.
Zaya.
Zaya.
What's her name?
Okay. So going on to the topic, do you feel like because it's social media that everyone has a right to say what they want to say as far as
If you're
like,
gonna put it out there as an announcement,
definitely-
they're gonna
Yeah,
gonna say
people-
whatever
Put it
they
out
want to say.
there, no matter what you put out there, right? You might have a vulnerable moment. Okay, for example, right? You can be a social media influencer. You have a following.
Not a
right?
real
You
job.
share a lot of things with these people, good, bad, and indifferent. And then one of these days, matter of fact, we'll use the young lady who bust her daggone
Oh, that was hard.
That
whole
was
shit over
bad.
from the
The stripper.
pole.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, right.
Okay.
How you
She
doing?
got on live. She was very emotional.
True
She was
story.
crying and everything, and she was letting her followers know that she
the
was
whole
right.
fucking
She was
tea,
good. This, that, and
jaw.
the third, right? Now,
Stripping
even with her
dangerous.
being vulnerable and opening up herself in that way to her followers, people could then be in her live or just in the comments and say
Yeah.
whatever the hell they want to say.
Right.
Right.
Once you put it out there, you opened yourself up to
For
that.
anything.
Yeah, for
You
any
opened yourself
kind
up
of
to the
comment.
cheers and the
That's
claps.
true.
You open yourself up to the dragging and the ridicule. That's just how it goes.
So
Yeah,
what I wanted to
I
say
do agree
was
with that.
you as a parent, would you be proud that your son who's now wants to be a female came to you in confidence and said, "Hey, I want to be such and such" at their age? In your
Proud?
honest opinion.
Proud.
I think
As
I agree
far-
with
just
Tanya.
like, you know,
Proud. I wouldn't use
like,
proud.
not
I feel
proud,
like
but I would say
Open.
Regardless of their age,
I agree with Tanya. What
I
Tanya
feel like
said.
regardless of their age, they have brains for
Mhm.
themselves.
Like, kids
They-
are smart.
they
They're
can
not
definitely
dumb.
speak and think for themselves. I mean, if he knows, what age did you realize that you liked men?
That's disrespectful.
Well,
I'm confused. Is it not public knowledge? I don't get it.
It's pretty public knowledge.
all right.
I don't think he's ever like said it on the podcast though.
Hey, podcast.
Okay, my bad.
Well, we
No,
could
it's
we could edit
fine.
that out
When I was
We
like,
can edit that.
if you don't want to
No,
talk
hold on,
about
hold
it.
no, I
Hold
don't
on,
have
time
to
out.
edit that out.
The-
I don't care.
Disrespectful?
No, it's
I'm sorry.
fine.
I don't think
I thought we
disrespectful.
talked
I just
about it
think
before.
we knew that he didn't broadcast it. I think we know.
Broadcasted to the world, or
I feel like we talked about it at some point, but okay.
to
No,
us,
no.
but not to
I'm not trying to.
to the world.
I mean, she's not trying to be
No,
malicious
I-
about
I'm
it.
just-
No, she's not doing that. That's why I said we can edit it out. There ain't no thing.
But when I was what, 10, 9?
So
is
see-
it still going on the?
I don't care.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So
Are
I
you
have a question.
positive?
Yeah.
When you were 10, 9, and
Mhm.
you said that you knew for sure,
you-
or did
you-
it
you
like
have
until you
to-
got older? Then it was like, all right.
But
now
you
I
have
know
to
for
put
sure.
it into consideration that when you are 10 and 9, you're still a child.
Right.
So everything
That's
in
why I
your
agree with
mind
Tanya.
is still going to be
Which is
childish
why I'm
Mhm.
saying-
behavior. So sexual things you may
Well,
not.
it's not. You're not supposed to be doing no sexual things.
No,
at
no,
9
no,
and
no.
10.
But
It's just
But you
in
still
this
got
day and
feelings,
age,
you know?
in this day and age, as far as like we were, I was taught to stay in the yard at a certain time. I couldn't even go in the street until I was a certain age. In this day and age, it's much more. Hey, get off your phone at.
Lenient.
So you can't really say like what I did in the past is the same thing that they're gonna do. A lot of these kids are more open than we because
kids is grown as
they're
fuck.
brought to more stuff than we were. We
Facts.
weren't capable of looking at an iPhone and being like, damn, this is what's happening on the internet. I didn't know about the internet till I was like 16, 17. I didn't have a freaking phone until I was in high school. So it's like
That's a
it's
fact.
not the same. So me personally, I wasn't capable of understanding certain situations that was brought to my attention. Did I know? Yeah, I always knew that I was different from like the guys that I'd still play sports. I still play basketball. I was still like on teams and stuff like that. I still did stuff that manly things, but I always knew that I didn't like certain things that, and it wasn't because I was just different. You know, it was nothing that I could do to change it. So it is what it is.
Good job, Clay. I think
Still ain't shit. That's a
I think it's very admirable of what Dwayne and by proxy Gabrielle are doing. I wouldn't say proud, going back to what Clay's original question. I would be open. So if my kid came up to me and said, yo, Dad, this is how I'm feeling, I'm not obviously going to be like, okay, great. I'm going to be like, digest it. You're going to need time to be like, all right, that's how you feel. Da, 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 da. I think it's admirable that he's so vocal about it. As a black man, as a basketball player, I think it's so vocal for him to be like, you know what? Yeah, my kid is part of the LGBTQ community. My kid wants to now be known as she, Zaya. All right, I may not understand all of it. I may not get all of it, but that's my kid. So I'm going to rock with you regardless. You my kid forever. So if that's how you gonna want to live your life from now on, all right, let's talk about it. Let's get it on the table, and then I'm gonna respect your wishes. So I think I even commented on the Shade Room post. I was like, that's beautiful, because how many times way back in the day in black families, their kid would come out and they would disown them. I mean, we done seen how many stories of that, getting beat up, getting kicked out, being homeless. So for this black man to be like, you know what? All right, you want to be known as Zayn? All right, we're going to figure it out together. And that's it. I'm going to respect your wishes. I think it's beautiful. And I applaud the both of them. I think it's great.
And
And-
I completely agree.
And that's another thing that I wanted to bring to the table as far as like our black communities and as far as like us accepting things, as far as like that's not the norm for us. We have a habit of turning away things that may not be the safe route. If my child wants to be in acting, or they want to do like ballet, or they want to do stuff like that, like not everything has to be a specific route because it makes them money, or it's because it's natural for us and stuff like that. We can be open to many things. Black people are capable of anything. We have to
Facts.
start teaching our children that we can do anything that any other race can do.
I agree with you on that one.
So it's.
I feel like
it
we
needs-
pigeonhole ourselves as black people a lot of the times.
We need
Like
to,
you can only do this, you can only do
Right.
that. It's
There's
like
a
we could
reason
do
for that, but
everything.
It definitely is a
Oh,
reason for
definitely a
that, but that reason needs to be
And
broken.
we can get into
because
that
it's-
in
But
another
then at a certain point, though, we gotta stop saying, all right, at what point do we say this acting thing is not working? What are you gonna do to start making money?
You definitely got to be realistic.
I'm
You definitely have to be realistic
I'm
in
just
your.
saying, like,
No.
we can support. Yes, I agree with you 110%. We can do anything, but at what point do we say,
Be realistic.
let's be realistic?
I
This
think
is
you got to
not-
be realistic all the time. Like I'm gonna support your
your
aspirations.
goals,
I
but
think what Dwayne Wade is doing is beautiful.
Phenomenal.
I
It's
think
dope.
it's beautiful. I still feel the same way that it's extremely young to want to change his name or her name, but
I think they're
But
figuring
I-
it out.
just
He's
think-
feeling it
I
out.
just think
Well,
that
she's
is
feeling
a
it
little
out.
too young. Now, how he's feeling or Zaya's feeling, I don't know.
But
This is
to my
the emotions of that child, which is fine, especially if they're that comfortable to come out and actually say
To your
this.
parent, that's
This is
amazing.
great.
but I feel like
Which is why I also feel that Dwayne Wade, what he's doing, is also great. You know, at any point in the game, whatever your child wants to do as far as their sexuality, this, that, and the third, they should not be disowned or shunned
Hmm
about that.
Right.
But I feel like to whatever circumstance you have as a person, that even if you don't agree with it, you should never be disrespectful to someone.
No, not disrespectful.
Even
And
if you
it's
don't
like-
But I
understand
still
it.
feel the same way. I think this is extremely young age.
And you have that right to have
Especially with
your
name
opinion and your
changing
views
and
on
what
things.
you want to be called,
But-
that's extreme.
But where it becomes a problem is that your opinion is not fact. You can't tell people how to live their life. You can't tell people how to
True, and
parent.
you can't argue with
their
people's
child.
opinions either, because everybody has an opinion. Nobody's opinion is a
Yes,
fact.
but those opinions
This is
shouldn't.
how we all feel. You feel like that. I feel like this. He feels like that. We can sit here and go in circles about
Right.
this topic all day. My opinion's not changing. Yours is not changing. Seems like the common denominator. We all agree that it's nothing wrong with him or her wanting to be identified as a girl. I have an issue with the age and the changing of the name. That, but as far as the entire situation and Dwayne Wade supporting his child, I think that's great. Your child should be loved regardless.
Period.
That has nothing to do with what they want to be called or who they want to love. No.
Period.
Why did you have an issue with
what?
as like without the age boundaries, as far as like you were so up in arms about
Not
being
up in
clear
arms.
that this was a girl instead of a male?
'Cause
Because
she
I'm
wants-
still trying to understand, because
That's
in
what
my
they're doing.
eyes,
I mean, if
It's like
you, it's almost as if I kept calling you a different name and I told you what my name was.
Like you already made
It's
it clear,
I already
like
said it
this is what I
multiple
want.
Times. I don't really
Right.
understand the confusion. We don't need to speak if that's how you're gonna act towards me. If you can't respect my pronouns or my actual name or the name that I'm choosing to call myself, there's no
Right.
need for us to speak. I don't get the confusion as
I
to why
agree.
it's hard for that distinction. if
I
it
agree
makes
with
sense.
you.
so
I don't know. I think some people have an issue with the actual her versus him thing
Mhm.
more so than Zaya. Like Zaya, okay, you want your name.
We
wants to
know
be Zaya.
biologically what he is or
That's
what
what I'm
he
saying,
came into
though,
the
but-
world as, but
But that's what I'm saying. At this point, at this age, I know a lot of people have an issue with calling him, which he still is, a boy, a girl. That's
we
what
know.
I'm saying.
But it's
And I
like
feel like
more
you're
people are
asking-
more concerned with their biological genitals than the actual like. You have women and men that kind of look like the opposite sex, and then I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but it's like you have women that don't look like, traditionally
Androgynous?
women.
Right,
Is
yeah.
that what it's called?
and you have men
Androgyny?
that don't look traditionally like men,
Right.
and it's like they'll be called what they want to be called. It's up to them. I just don't really understand the confusion or like the straight up no, I'm not doing that because I
Right.
know what you are. You
Right.
don't know shit about that person. That's
I
why
agree. I
get
agree.
confused by that.
If he said he wants to be Zaya, she, her,
That's it.
all right, that's it.
What's the discussion about?
That's it.
I'm gonna call him Clay.
But what does that mean?
I don't
If
get
he
it.
wants
Your,
to
your
be-
real name isn't Sleep. Right?
No, but
But
if
you-
he wants to be she,
All right. Here's
That's what I'm saying.
Wait,
You're gonna
here's
make
how-
you're
no,
gonna
no,
make
no, no.
What do
mistakes.
you have to say, Sleep?
all
Right.
Because I was gonna let y'all have this and move
No,
on to the
everyone needs
next.
to speak.
But no, because I wanted to be respectful and just leave this and leave
Here
it
we
be.
go.
But a lot of people, this is how a lot of people view it, right? Okay, Dwayne Wade's child wants to be addressed as Zaya, right? Now, people don't mind calling Dwayne Wade's child Zaya. What people have the issue with is, okay, you identify as a female, as a girl, fine. But you're not going, this is a good portion of society. You're not going to force me to play make believe with you.
It's not.
This is where
Yeah, I
the
can
issue
understand
lies.
why.
I can understand what you're saying,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
I don't.
You-
Like somebody
woke
believing
up
in
this
something
morning-
and you want them
right.
to change their belief because of what you.
This ain't
Right.
Santa Claus.
Right.
That's not how this works.
so
we know Santa Claus
I
isn't real.
understand what you're saying.
no,
Yeah.
I
I get
definitely,
what you're
I
saying.
I
definitely
understand
understand
what
what
you're
you're saying, but this goes
I
back
highly-
to slavery days when white people thought of us a certain type of way, and they thought of us as monkeys and all types of non-humans. It's like you want their opinions to change, but yet you're so up in arms about having an open mind about certain things. But what's up with that?
I just feel like, look, it ain't your house. You want to be Zaya? She, he, her? Okay,
Right.
he's not
That's
your
like
kid.
if, okay.
You're not calling her.
if-
You're
if-
not hey Zay. You're not calling her. So if
I
Dwayne
wanted
wants to do
be-
it, that's
if
his
I wanted
family.
To be
Let it
addressed
rock.
as Michelle, that would be my right.
Right.
Right? Okay. But I can say I want to be addressed as Michelle, and that is my right. So every person I come across, I'm going to fight with them because they don't want to
You
play
don't
that
have
game
to.
with me.
You don't have to fight,
Why
but
are
you
you
just
fighting?
not. You just not
Anything.
communicating. All right, you don't want to call
My
me
name
Michelle.
is Michelle.
Cool.
That's it.
That's the
There's
point
no
that
need
I'm-
to be fighting.
That's the point that I'm making.
Why
right?
would there be a fight?
That's the point that I'm making. I want to be addressed as Michelle, right? That would be my right. The issue that a lot of people have is when you don't, you know what I'm saying? When you don't say, okay, your name is Michelle, right? And then you want to go with the back and forth. No. You want to be Michelle. Cool. But society is saying, or a portion of society is saying,
You can't force them.
you can't
Right.
force me to do that. That's the issue that people
What
have. You want to
address
be
you by
Zaya?
how you want to be
You
yourself.
want to be Zaya? Fine.
So-
I think it's more so. I think what Sleep is saying is the actual gender change, right? With her versus him. Because you could tell me right now that your name is Michelle. I don't have no problem calling you Michelle.
Right.
But if somebody asks me, is Sleep a dude or is a girl? Sleep is a dude whose name is Michelle.
Right.
I think what
Right.
he's saying is people feel like they shouldn't have to say or change.
Right.
He's a boy. He's a little
Right.
boy, right?
Right.
People shouldn't have to be forced to be like
Exactly.
He's a girl, his
Right.
name is Zaya.
Right.
That's what I think Sleep is trying to say, which I completely understand what he's saying.
I mean, I could see that.
Yeah. It's just you can't force people to
Right.
Pretty much.
believe.
Yeah,
in
you can't
something
force
that-
them, but
Yeah.
but like Dom said, all right, you don't want to. That's cool. All right, you don't want to. That's cool. We ain't got to talk.
Right. These
End of
people are
story.
affecting your daily life.
Right.
So,
As long as Dwayne calls Zaya, she, her,
Right.
that's all that matters. I think it's dope that he is supporting his kid in that way, and not trying to like, no, you're a boy. You know, no, we're not doing that.
So how would you feel if your
think it's
kid came
dope.
to you and
Told him what he told his.
told me what.
Right.
Anything like that, I would be supportive.
Talking about a boy or a girl?
Yeah, like
If my kid came and told me he was gay, if she came and told me she was a lesbian, anything like that, just the way that I was raised, my mom always taught me. She was always taught me like people are different. Some guys like guys, some like she always told me people were different, and she was like, don't ever treat anybody different. Don't ever disrespect anybody. Don't ever do none of that. So the way that I was raised, we always was, and my uncle, like I told you, my uncle was gay. So we always raised like you respect people, you give them respect. That's it. So for me, I would kind of be like Dwayne. Like, of course, I wouldn't have all the answers immediately, but okay, that's how you feel. All right, we're gonna do this journey together, and I'm gonna respect your wishes. And that's because at the end of the day, your kid likes blue, your kid likes guys, your kid likes to swim. At the end of the day, it's your kid. Period. It's gonna be your kid to the end of time. So why make it difficult for yourself and your kid to be like, no, you can't do that? Why would you complicate your relationship? So if they came to me with anything like that, all right, we're gonna work on this journey together, and we're gonna do this together. That's it.
Yeah.
It's no other option. What else are you gonna do? Like, kick your kid out? Like, it's not the 60s. Like, I don't understand how people could ever see anything other than loving your kid.
Right.
Well,
Period.
well, we just have to keep in mind that everyone has their own opinion of things, and the only thing that we can do as humans is just be respectful.
Respectful.
That's
That's
it.
what I mean.
Be respectful. That's it.
R-E-S-P-C-T.
If it don't agree with you, leave it alone.
If you don't got
it
nothing
don't
nice
apply.
to say,
If it
Yeah.
don't apply, let it fly.
let it fly.
Right.
Let it fly.
All right.
Fly
Also, we
away.
have a request from
Randy Dela Cruz.
Shout out to
Dela
Randy.
Cruz.
Shout out to Randy.
Dela-
So he wanted to talk about
To lighten up the mood.
Yeah, it's all
Jesus
right.
Lord.
put some,
Intense.
Right.
Put some light into here.
about artists, newer artists, remaking classic songs and not doing them justice.
Just straight up
In
fucking it up.
particular, we could talk about a variety of songs, but in particular, he had mentioned Fetty Wap's new song. I believe it's called "So Fresh, So Clean,"
How dare you?
which samples.
How
I didn't like the original.
dare you?
Samples Outkast's original.
Wait.
Outkast's original song was
Wait.
"So Fresh, So Clean."
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So Fresh, So Clean.
Can you repeat that?
You heard me. I didn't like the original.
Oh.
I didn't like the
Y'all heard?
original.
Did you hear? You heard this? Like,
Wait, hold Wait.
Come on.
I mean,
turn them up. Turn them up.
Clay, do you even know who Outkast is?
whoa, they
And-
made my favorite song, Hey Ya.
That's
favorite.
That was
crazy.
what?
One song.
Wait, listen.
Like 5 albums in.
That was Andre 3000, my guy.
can't-
Andre 3000.
I
It
can't-
was?
No,
I
but
can't protect
Big
you
Boy
when you do
was-
things like that.
I can't
Wasn't
protect
Big
you.
Boy on the
Big Boy was not on it.
No, didn't you do a little
on the
something?
song?
it was like 2 different.
He wasn't.
No, he was
That was definitely
Oh,
Andre
oh.
3000.
He might have been in
Yeah.
the video.
Yeah, he might have been in the video, but I don't
Because they
think it was on the
used to split it up.
Shout out to Outkast.
You don't even listen to them.
dumbass.
So
You don't even listen.
Dumbass.
Name their album.
Um,
Fake ass musician.
I mean, I heard both songs. I'm sorry, I heard Fetty Wap's song.
Shout out to Fetty
I
Wap.
don't think that it was.
That's not.
I don't think it was in poor taste. I mean, I think it should have been left alone. Period.
Facts.
But it wasn't. It wasn't an entire fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't. But what do y'all think?
I didn't hear it.
I didn't listen to the
Never heard
song.
this.
However, I
So
think
should we?
I think actually Clay was right. I think it was
Right.
Outkast.
I've
Another
never
song.
heard this
certain
It's
certain
unpopular.
songs should not be
I
remade.
mean, okay, so like
I don't even listen
you
to
got
Fetty Wap.
boom. I know we all heard it because we played it the other day.
That
K
K Michelle shit.
fucking
That
up.
was garbage.
Now that's.
Now that
That
was
was
garbage.
Now you
disgusting.
see.
So she fucked up.
She fucked up.
What is it? New Editions.
Can you?
Can you
Which
stand
is a
up? I didn't think it was that
motherfucking
classic.
classic.
Sit over the
What did he say?
I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, wow.
Was it better than the classic? No.
Absolutely not. The
Was it
classic-
as good as the
But
classic?
she
No.
literally transformed the entire music.
Slowed
The
it
whole
down.
fucking lyrics.
Messed it.
She literally made the song nasty. and
Disgusting.
vulgar.
Oh, she did.
Like
She
what?
Very,
fucked the-
very.
It's called the rain. She's talking about being wet the whole song. That's what it's about.
It was disgusting.
Can you stand the rain?
I only heard it on the award
A
show,
whole
but
love song.
Very romantic.
Very
Right.
romantic.
That's turned into some,
Some
cheap
cheap,
She $2.
Right.
nasty.
Motel 6 type stuff. What's the other one? The Circle K? Or what is that? Is that a grocery
Did you
store?
say the Circle K?
What is that? The Motel 8 or the Circle
Motel
Now,
6?
shout out to K Michelle. We're not gonna do her like that, but that
Michelle
was.
can sing, but that,
But
She
that
can
that
blow.
wasn't it.
So
that wasn't it.
are we gonna run this snippet or no?
Right, because I do
I
want to
mean,
hear
you
it.
can run the snippet. Oh, which one? K Michelle?
No,
I got
Fe-
y'all.
Fetty-
Don't worry, I'll
Fetty
play
Wap.
it.
Yeah, you can run the snippet.
Although I never heard it.
so you don't like anybody remaking like old songs?
I don't mind a
No.
remake.
Didn't say that.
No, no,
I don't mind a
He
remake.
says the Dela Cruz's original question
Okay, so-
was people remaking
Wait,
songs.
what-
and
So this
ruining
is
them.
this is
What
the song,
song?
guys.
Oh, he
Yeah,
wanted
this
the Hey Ya
is
song.
the current Fetty
This
Wap, So Fresh and So Clean. You can hear a bit of the original instrumental in the background.
Freddie Wap, so fresh.
Oh, okay, I never heard it.
I don't like it
So you
already.
guys can comment.
No, I don't like it
Let us
already.
I don't like it.
Wait, hold on. Let me.
But I didn't like the first one either. It sounds like a commercial.
It's like a government commercial.
Right. It sounds like a commercial. Yeah.
Cut it. That
It's
So
cut
not
it.
horrible.
That's
It
not
just shouldn't have been
horrible.
done.
It's not.
But this-
We don't need it. We
this
don't.
leads me to the question because a lot of artists take samples from a
Disgusting.
lot of music.
Right,
But are they fucking them up?
right.
But I mean, it's a
If you
hit.
don't fuck it up, nobody cares.
But it's always
We're like,
hard
okay.
to take a classic and like say like, oh, I'm gonna do this with this, and
No,
it's like
people have done. Prime example. Prime example.
Beyonce
Smokey
for Far Let Go.
Smokey Robinson's Cruising. D'Angelo remade that song.
Killed it.
And that shit, he killed that shit.
Killed it.
That's how you remake a song.
Just
you
like-
But-
don't take Can You Stand the Rain and make it about
But you,
boom.
but
And-
can I say something real quick?
You don't do that. That's
D'Angelo was what year? D'Angelo
do
was what
that.
year?
D'Angelo. That was the
97,
Late-
98.
697.
I feel like the music is different now, so I think that's why.
Oh yeah, the
The-
artist
It
that
can
can
still be
sing.
good.
But you see, like they were still singing about like love and shit.
Shade.
You're stupid.
The shade.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yo,
We not gonna
But
talk
back
about
then
that.
they were
On
still
another
singing about like
episode.
love and shit like that. Nowadays is
No, but
We still talking about.
no, they still.
We
singing
still talk about love.
But what we're saying is, it's just
Who-
a remake. Period. The song was remade. Period. D'Angelo didn't change the lyrics. He sung the same.
It was a cover.
song. It just he did it.
Good.
justice.
He did it
didn't
very
fuck
well.
up the
He did it
song.
good.
So,
This right here, what Fetty Wap did, like I said.
so. Are
it's
we
not-
talking about changing the
so
whole
is it a
lyrics?
is it a cover or is it a remake?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so we could talk about both because
Right.
Fetty Wap clearly took.
Yeah, clearly.
Outkast
He sampled that. He sampled it.
Right.
Is it a-
What
Right.
D'Angelo did was an actual
Cover, like a cover. Yeah.
Cover.
So what are we talking
Because
about?
he.
We can talk about both.
So
We're
think-
remaking it. Like
Remake.
if you're gonna
Remaking it and sampling Let's
Right.
just put it both in it
If you're
because
go-
that's what Fetty Wap did.
And if you're gonna sample a song, at least try
Do something
to
good with it,
Make
like
it as good as.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do
like
something
like
good.
Do something, or like how Kanye used Shaka Khan.
Yes.
yes.
Or how
Like that was a good
Sample,
Or
right.
how
That's how
Beyonce
you-
used.
I know she hated it.
Before I let.
Yeah,
she
did.
did.
She didn't
Oh,
like
yeah.
it, but it was still good. It wasn't to me. It wasn't distasteful.
It was good.
But that
done
was
right.
back
Huh?
when music was.
But
right too. But that wasn't still. That wasn't that long ago.
Right.
That was still in the 2000s. So
or
But early
if
2000s.
if you want
we
to
gotta stop giving people pass because we in the new. We gotta stop.
right
Right.
and if you want to keep it current, Beyonce sampled "Before I Let Go" and she
She
absolutely
didn't do it
She
for that.
She
She didn't
should've
do.
left that shit
She
alone.
slowed it down. I didn't like the slow
It's
down
not
part,
as good
but it
as the
wasn't that
original.
bad.
You
It's
know
not
At
as
all.
bad.
You know I love Beyonce, but that shit.
She should have left that alone.
She
So
could have.
clearly, I should never said nothing.
She actually used two songs in there. She used
Right,
Cameo
she-
Oh yeah, yeah.
She mixed it.
and both
Yep.
of those songs should have been left the fuck alone. And I love Beyonce, but the facts are the facts. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is though, you didn't have to
Back to
say
the
all of
back.
that.
What do
I
you
think
guys-
if
what
you
about
there's some good like
what
I like
about
how
Summer
Drake
Walker
how
and,
like Drake did the Lauryn Hill
Rick
Jones.
Usher?
Oh,
Huh?
that one's good.
I did
That was
like
good.
that.
Didn't
Yeah.
miss that.
I didn't
Didn't
like
hear
that
that.
first.
You made
Didn't.
me wanna, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good sample, and I did love how Usher was.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good move.
Okay.
Like to me, if you're gonna do it, nobody really cares if you're going to do it.
Mhm.
Do it
Just
right.
do it well.
Just like
Do it well.
Like
Do it tastefully.
Don't be distasteful with the new song. That's
Didn't-
what we saying.
But what about what's his face? What is
Who
his
that is?
name?
oh,
It's a guy. Tory
Tory
Lane.
Tory
Lanez.
And Chicks Tape.
Oh yeah, his whole damn
His
album
whole
is,
album is
It's
samples.
samples? Oh,
I mean,
and it's pretty good.
it's not that bad. I like the only song. I only really like one song.
What song?
Jerry Springer
Oh yeah, that one grew on me.
with T-Pain.
I do like that.
Yeah.
That
But
was
he
nice.
had, I think he had like almost every song
Right.
with that original artist. on it.
Yeah.
That
I
was
like
that
that.
was nice. But that's what I'm saying. You do things tastefully,
Mhm.
or like
Like
Somewhat-
who's Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You."
Right.
That was
Yes.
Dolly
complete
Parton's song.
cover
Or
and
Shaka-
she
I didn't
flipped
even
it.
know
Or-
Dolly Parton
and did it
sung that.
different.
Wait, she sang it? Dolly Parton
Yeah,
sang
it
it?
was
Dolly
her
wrote it.
song. She wrote it.
She wrote it.
Her
or
song.
I'm every
It's a whole
woman.
country.
But-
It's a
but
whole
did she
country
record
song.
it?
Yes.
Yes.
She released it like 10 years before Whitney recorded
Oh
it.
wow.
Recorded it,
I didn't
and
know
that
that
was the
long.
only version I
Yeah.
knew
Yeah.
for years until somebody told me Dolly Parton.
Dolly gets
Mhm.
them checks
I was
though.
like,
She gets them checks.
Okay.
And since we're on the topic of Whitney, Shaka Khan actually did "I'm Every Woman" first,
Yeah.
and Whitney remade it, and it was
that's
absolutely
That's a
how
good
you
one.
do it.
that's how you do it. Yeah.
Because you're paying homage to the
Now
person.
on, that's how you sing.
That's how you sound.
Because you got to be smart with it. You gotta. First of all, you gotta know your musical history. For you, to, if you're gonna do something, you have to do it. Cause I'm sure Whitney did it because she looked up to Shaka. Like, oh, I can. You want me to record a Shaka song? Oh, I gotta do it. And she was like, I have to do it right.
I was
Oh.
on the track too, wasn't she? Like a little bit of ad
Was she?
here and there.
I thought it was on Whitney.
And there was
She said Shaka
I
Khan.
think she
another-
sings
Shaka
the
Khan!
Anything You Want Done Baby part. I think.
Shaka Khan. Shaka.
and
Shaka.
there was another
And Shaka
song
could have got it back
that
in the day.
Tupac
I'm
has
just saying.
actually
Shaka.
sampled.
Shaka.
Huh?
There was another song that
She could have.
Tupac sampled a
She
few.
could've, okay.
I ain't.
You ever
No,
seen
but-
Shaka
but
Khan on
yes,
the beach
it was
and some
changes,
bell bottoms?
but my thing-
I'm
it was
just saying.
Changes.
I've seen it.
Changes, yeah,
Got it.
changes.
That's just the way
Yes,
he
that
sampled
was
that
song
one.
by
He
you know.
also sampled Michael Jackson on Michael Jackson's "Liberian Girl." That was for Tupac's unborn child song.
Mm,
That was Michael Jackson's track, "Liberian Girl," which is super dope.
right.
Um,
But see, he's a
that's
student
what
of
he-
music. He's a student of
you-
well,
you
was a
gotta be
student of music.
tasteful, like,
Right.
Like LL Cool J's "Loungin'," that was Bernard Wright's song.
Mm-hmm. Both,
Oh,
both,
right, yeah.
both popping songs
And
in their own right.
and both of them, you can't do shit like that and then fuck it up.
Right.
To me,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between what those songs are
Mm-hmm.
and what K Michelle did. That was horrible. Like, that
was bad.
Really bad. Like,
That was bad.
Yeah, I heard it on the
it was
radio the
bad.
other day. I was
heard it on
like,
the radio and
I was like, what is this?
a
who
joke.
a bro? Somebody's pranking me right
I'm
now,
like,
right?
This is an absolute.
K
joke.
Michelle gonna be cussing us out on her next live. Watch.
Like you can't even.
Right.
Like, you
She
can't-
shouldn't have.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah, who the
Fuck
y'all
them niggas
think
in
y'all-
over there in New
fuck
York.
them niggas in New York. No,
Or-
you just can't.
You can't fuck it
Or
up.
even like half of Bad Boys' entire
Exactly.
Catalog.
Catalog.
Facts.
It's all samples, but they were done.
Yo, the
Production.
Rick Ross one and the Bryson Tiller one.
Production
That
wise.
one, and what was the one? What was
What?
I'm coming out.
That was Diana.
That was Diana.
Diana. That was just Diana.
Oh.
Diana Ross was on the CD, the album.
No. It was
Her
like a
sample.
Sample,
yeah.
huh?
Never mind.
They sampled,
Fuck the juicy sample.
Yes, there you go. That too.
It's
Didn't Tyga
production.
sample something recently?
Production.
Tyga.
Yeah, he fucked it up.
The Macarena.
Yeah.
How do you
Why?
Fuck up the Macarena.
Why?
fuck up the Macarena?
I actually like that song.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Over there.
Right.
I like
Aight.
the song.
What about the
One
Chris Brown
Maka, two Maka,
sample?
three Maka,
Yes.
then
Like
he did on his
whatever.
I actually-
Chris Brown knows what the fuck
She-
he doing.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Now,
He did Aaliyah. He did.
He also did
Chris
Michael
Brown
Jackson.
actually his samples are I think are
His-
really
he did
good.
Those were good songs.
That's a
Oh,
very good
and you
song.
know
I think
what?
Chris
But it did
Brown
them
samples
justice,
are
though.
really
It
good.
definitely did them justice.
Wasn't
to me.
it?
Go ahead,
Chris
Lamar.
samples
Was
are
it
really
Roll?
good.
I don't think it was Rock the Boat.
Which
What
one?
Aaliyah song did he do?
Oh, wasn't that One in a Million?
One of them was it? One of
He
them?
did it. Didn't he do a?
Might have been.
That
Didn't he
was
do an
Drake. I thought
unreleased
that was
track
Drake.
too?
Was that?
I think he did an
That was in Drake?
unreleased. Oh no, I think that was Drake.
Yeah,
I think
that
I'm
was
getting,
Drake.
I'm getting them
Yeah.
confused.
But like I said, you just gotta do things tastefully. Even
think so.
Genuine did some samples. I know he covered Prince's "When Doves Cry," and that was a good track. You just gotta be tasteful.
Right.
Have respect
For the artist,
for previous artists
Right.
and the
do them
previous-
justice. Whether you're doing a cover, sing it well, and if you're not doing if you're doing a sample, do a good new
like,
song.
Can
That's
you like test
it.
that shit? There's no
just
way
throw it
people in
back.
that studio really thought the
Right, like clear.
Right.
like,
Someone on
you
your
know,
team has to
Rain.
tell you like
This shit is
Come on.
fire. This shit
Like,
is fire.
this is not the
honest.
fucking.
Somebody sat there and was like, "Yo,
Yo,
man,
that shit fire. That shit is fire.
Yo, Kimberly, this is you killing it.
Facts.
Yo, we need to rush this to radio. Rush this. Fuck the deadline. Rush this. This shit right here.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna do it, have some class.
Yeah, have respect for the artist.
some cool
If you play it for the artist, would they be like, yo, that's fire? Would they be like, can
And that's
you?
why I feel like a
I
lot
feel like
of
they
these
should do that.
producers nowadays got
Right?
start
Play
keeping
for
it
the
real with
original
the
artist.
Play that shit.
About the dollar and
I understand it's about the dollar, but when is it gonna become about the music? Like, 'cause
When
it's
it-
been about the
Come
music
back.
For like 20 years.
since the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It ain't been about the music.
and it shows. It definitely
Right.
shows in radio.
Because-
it shows in
because
a
a
lot.
Yeah,
lot
but
of-
a few
lot
people
of
here and
artists-
there, and it's like there's
it's
no
not- it's
like.
not
So
the
you get new
There's
people
no
and they
longevity.
fall
Because
off.
a lot
and
of
then new people
artists
come, then they
aren't
fall
in it
off.
for passion. They
Right.
aren't in
Not
it because
passionate
they
about
love to
this
do
music.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you do have to be passionate.
Yeah.
you have to be passionate about it.
Homework.
Like for example, right? I think Serena Williams would still be a tennis player if there was no money in tennis.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because Serena
Right.
was
'Cause she
born
so-
to be the GOAT.
It's in her.
Shout out to Serena.
Right?
Y'all know I fucks with
It's-
Serena.
It's not. It's not.
Fucking relax.
About to eat the mic.
I'll take
not
no
in
Serena
the
slander.
arena. It's not in the endorsements. It's not on the tennis court itself. If you give Serena a racket and a handball, she gonna find somewhere to play tennis because she loves it. She's passionate about it.
Did y'all see the meme with the girl who had her head like a tennis ball? And the writing was like, "Don't let Serena see."
No, I didn't see
We're
that.
not taking no Serena slander.
It wasn't Serena slander. See, damn.
It was funny.
Actually, it was a compliment.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
But
You heard me?
that's what it is. You got
And
a
these
lot of
people don't do
artists,
their
singers,
musical
and
homework.
rappers alike.
they not
You
doing
know,
homework.
Oh my God.
they're not doing their homework, and they just wanna
I just thought of something.
they just wanna get in
It's
it
quick money, right?
for a aesthetic.
Quick
Right.
money.
Yeah, but then y'all make it stupid shit.
Stupid decision.
But
Fucking up the Macarena.
people like it.
Fucking up Can't You Stand Around. Y'all remember Leela James? I don't. She wasn't that big, but she was
Yeah,
really,
I remember
really,
her.
She was like a neo soul.
Right.
Leela James.
Leela James. Leela James. Like she didn't have a huge category, but my favorite song from her was actually "Don't Speak," which was a remake of
No
Doubt.
No
Doubt.
doubt.
Which
Oh.
is Gwen Stefani.
Don't speak. Oh,
Yeah.
Which is Gwen Stefani's
no, I
song.
only know that song. Yeah.
Right. She did a remake of that song.
Great karaoke song.
I have to
man.
listen to that.
So this is what we saying, like, do your musical homework before you take people's things and completely ruin it. Because now I'm gonna be like, he fucked up the Macarena.
How do you fuck up?
The
How the fuck do you
Macarena.
fuck that up?
So, like, I don't even understand it.
Yo,
I
that don't
didn't
even
find
make
it to
sense.
be that bad.
I
but
really
that's-
didn't.
It's
either,
like
to be
it's like when they
honest.
did The Mask 2. They should have just the movie The Mask.
Jim
When they came out
Carrey.
with The Mask
There
2.
was a mask too.
It was a mask too.
Was Jim
Yeah.
Carrey?
Should
Jim
have
Carrey
left
was
that
not
shit
in that.
alone. Jim Carrey was not
Yeah.
in The
Oh.
Mask 2.
So,
So
why they play?
why
Why
did
they
it
did
even
it?
exist?
Trash.
But like I said, people not doing
They
their
Because
homework.
the last one was.
regular
It's cinema.
homework in
Yeah.
general. They cinema homework.
But I
Any
feel like
homework.
with anything, it's gonna be hard to like compete with the original because the original.
It's not supposed to.
exactly.
You don't even
So
have to.
the original's a
You don't even have
classic.
to compete.
Exactly.
You just do your
Be
own
original.
thing.
If he's the mask, then call yourself
Right.
the fucking face something.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right.
Because
I agree.
You look
now we all gonna be
stupid.
Like, oh, this looks exactly
Because
like
you have no choice
Yeah.
but to compare it to the original because the original was such a classic.
Yes, but you
so.
can
Nothing
do
will ever
that
be-
That's
and
like
still not fuck
that's
it up.
like that's like doing a Transformer movie, but Michael Bay doesn't direct it.
Mhm.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
oh, bad boys.
You
Or
know what I'm
Batman.
saying?
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Wait, he didn't direct this
Yes,
one,
he
did he?
did.
Oh, he did. Okay, shout out to Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Michael Bay if you want
Like
to put
I
me in
said,
a movie.
Michael Bay is the Hype Williams of movies, B.
Right.
So it's
Agreed.
fact.
But people not doing
It's home. It's just homework. Home. You need to know. I don't understand. If you a singer, you should know singers that came before you. I saw a video. This is what I was thinking. It just popped in my head. Ella May. Is that how you saying it? Ella May. The interview asked her. It was right after
LMNOP.
Aretha died. Then they said, "What are your 3 favorite Aretha songs?" Sis couldn't name one song.
LMA.
One song.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
She said Aretha was her
It was
favorite
right
singer?
after Aretha died.
What's her favorite?
She said, "Oh yeah, I like Aretha." It was right after her, and
I
she was like,
like-
"Okay, so what's? Give me like 3 of your favorite Aretha songs."
3.
Couldn't name not one.
Can you?
Absolutely.
I couldn't even
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
name 3. And I like
There's
her.
R.E.S.P.C. Natural
R.E.S.P.C.
Woman. Those are the two.
But that's what I'm saying.
Natural
I wouldn't know
Woman.
unless I like.
R.E.S.
hear
Come
it.
on, you could at least you could be like, "Oh, yo, Respect. That's my jam." You could just name one, but you're
Ain't
not.
no
naming-
way.
but I wouldn't
but
be-
you're not a singer.
unless I hear
You're
it.
not a singer.
Say
Yeah,
respect.
Right,
respect.
respect.
That's
Not
my.
a singer.
Yo, respect. Everything else doesn't matter, but
It's so
respect,
monumental, and it speaks to
Natural
me.
woman.
By that time is up.
Like,
It's
come
And
on.
that's
over.
and that's
It's-
another thing
like
that
you're
I
a
feel
singer.
like.
You're supposed to know these things, my girl.
Oh, okay.
Greg, take us out.
Yeah.
What happened?
Take us out.
Take us out where?
Low
Oh, we
budget.
finished? And we're
Welcome to
done?
the Petty House.
Are we done?
Tanya,
Is we finished or is we done?
is we finish or we done?
Moderate. I don't know if I
We're
should
See
say
you
done.
next
moderate.
time.
Catch us
Are
next
we doing
time.
the
Ciao.
the thingy magic?
Oh yeah, the second one, yeah.
So he has to do it, right? Sleep.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
Are we doing that?
So we,
What's good, Petty versus your boy
outro?
Sleep?
Oh, the outro.
The outro.
Oh. Comment, like, subscribe, follow
fuck
us on
was
all
that, y'all?
platforms. Petty House Podcast. It's your boy Sleep.
bye, y'all. I'm Greg.
Download.
Oh, we don't have a moderator.
I was waiting for LeVar.
Should have just did it.